I know it's a bit long overdue, but due to time constraints and the fact that the sun sets a bit early when I want to do this, I finally, month and a half later, finally have the time to do the final update video on this parking garage renovation. And maybe you can see there's cars in there. That's because they're done. And we're gonna take one last look at what's been going on. Alright, one of the first things we see is right over here. The final phase of it was to redo the glass, and they pretty much kept to the original design for the most part, and it looks really pretty nice. What I don't get, and they kind of went with this since the late 80s, is the doorway with absolutely no door. Originally these had doors on them. Alright, let's go look inside and see what we got here. So you can see they've recasted these pillars. They pretty much just stripped down the old stuff just enough to pour a jacket over it, which here you can see the original pillars. So, yeah, pardon the jitters. It looks a lot better now. And as we walk along here, oh, we can't play touchy-touchy with the wires anymore. That's a good thing right there. There's some new electrical service. They never took down these bars that were added as the structure was literally collapsing. I guess it was just easier to leave it be than take them out and patch holes. I mean, that makes a lot of sense in actuality. And if we look up here, you might notice something. No daylight. There's some more try to fix it dealy there. Okay, Sony, you need to focus. There we go. So they fixed that. Now, they have not got to redoing the pay structure as of yet. This is the old machine. I don't know if it's going to be replaced. Last time I used it, it worked perfectly fine. Well, now they got some new regulations. If you want to read them, pause the video. 3, 2, 1, done. So we got that. Now they're supposed to put a pay machine on the upper deck. I don't think they got to that quite yet. Alright, this one was actually casted slightly crooked, but what does that matter really? So I mean, this is all looking pretty good. Now over here we had issues with, was it this one? Yeah, it was one of them. Where the concrete was crumbling. They actually did fix the pillars when they... Ah, Sony, you're so bad with the focusing. There you go. If the pictures appear slightly more jittery, they put the microphones on this new TX30 where I normally hold the camera, which stinks. I think this was one that was completely crumbling to ruin. It's not anymore. They did patch that up. Maybe not. Yeah, they did actually. It's a little hard to see. I don't know. The corner they didn't really get, but the whole side was pretty much falling apart, and they fixed that. So yeah, that all looks better, and I don't remember garage having this many lights, but I think it might have. Just memory fault there. They never fixed the pavement, but that really wasn't part of the plan. It was the physical structure. And this all being torn up, somebody has told me, was done because this does have a slight downgrade to it, and sometime in the aughts, this thing flooded. Nice job. But, you know, they fixed it. And here, once again, is another stairwell. And as we can see, again, we got the no door. Which, again, originally there were doors. We got a nice new door put in. This is new because if you've seen the construction videos, this was not in existence. And it's locked, which, good thing. Just sometimes they rebuild and forget to do things. Let's take a look at this. This looks really nice now. Let's see how long this lasts before it gets ruined. They kept the original blue. Alrighty, let's head on up to the upper level. Okay, I'll stop here just for a moment. As you can see, they have kept to the original design. Here's the landing. And here we are on the upper level. And you can see right here where the brick doesn't match, that's where a fire hose was, a defunct fire hose. It was a box and it was ripped out. And they have indeed repainted the walls. They look really nice now. It is the original concrete, actually. They've kind of put a, just like on the pillars, they put a veneer coat on, so it's not exactly the original, it's hidden underneath. Looks really nice. In fact, you can kind of see that in here. Just a little bit. Now we got these little fence pieces here where this new ramp meets the road, and I find it kind of odd. We got concrete in this half, and where the structure underneath ends, it's regular pavement. They have redone the crumbling pillars here, and as we can see, this is still free parking. It's not supposed to be. That'll change. And they re-epoxied this upper deck. It kind of has a shine to it because it's new, and they put this granular texture in to give it texture and not be so slippery. Same old storm drains, but they actually did their job, so there was no real need to replace that as of yet. So, yeah, this all looks fairly well. Now, the spots like these that look like they're pretty much crap spots they never touched, just to be fair, that's just ice that formed. It kind of, from a distance or in a overcompressed video, kind of looks like an area they might have neglected, but in reality they haven't. So, I mean, with the ice and sand, it still looks pretty good. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, these might... No, they're not the original. I was going to say it's still the original design, but no, it isn't, because if you remember the original, it had a peak. I'm grossly exaggerating. So there was a peak in the center. That is no more, so it was kind of recasted. And over here we had the defunct fire alarm. Now we just got rid of it. And here's the other stairwell, which, again, I'm not quite getting the bars there, but I think it's an incomplete job. I don't know. Again, it looks really nice. And over here, right there, used to be a fire hose. Now it's gone. And again, nice new window, so it's nice and clean. Let's head down. And over here, right exactly where I'm pointing right there was another fire hose, no longer there. And that's what we got for you. The completed garage. They wanted it done by the end of November of 2013, and the idea was to beat the big snowstorms. They kind of failed in the snowstorm department, but hitting the target time, they successfully have. I say they did a good job. Some of the features they kept from the 80s I don't quite get, but whatever, it's good. I like how it came out. And that's the video. George F551 say, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.